How's it going, Kingston? Welcome back to another NTW3 battle. But before we get started, I have one question. Are you guys ready to see a ridiculously large regiment? I give you almost 1,000 men. Oops. Gosh. I can't do anything right. Man. 912 men regiment. What even is this? What is that? How is that even a thing on the battlefield? That's what I want to know. But anyway, this is a clan battle, and I can imagine the amount of laughter and joking that went along with bringing such a massive unit to the fight. But all joking aside, guys, I'm sorry it's been so long. Took a break without saying anything because, well, it wasn't supposed to be a break. It just turned into one after a couple days, turned into 2 weeks. And, oh, I forgot to do the sound too. Man, I'm going to be kind of rusty when it comes to this whole thing. I did record a battle or two just to kind of, you know, keep you guys from totally losing faith that I was ever coming back. But both times, one of them, the file was corrupted, so the guys just froze halfway through the fight. The other one, my audio from my mic was so low you couldn't even hear me. It looked like my mouse was just going around in circles and the battle was happening. So, I apologize for not having any videos. Kind of took some time, spend some time with my family, and it was very worth it. But I'm back, and like I said, let's go over the units, the points here real quick before this battle actually launches off. So the RC clan is playing as a coalition. They have a 6-point Johann, a 12-pointer, a 9-pointer, and a 10-point Russia, I do believe. Oh no, sorry. The 10-pointer is Austria. So 2 Austrias, 2 Russias. Going against them is a 9-point Murat, 13-point Solt, 6-point Davout, and
we have taken a building, sir.
9-point Lanz. So Cav Corps is in the works, guys. So we gotta have to be very cautious. The Russians are gonna be very cautious. Speaking of Cav, there looks like there is a bit of a clash happening here where France actually, well, they hit some Lancers. Both sides mutually decided they were going to go take a break. Both went off. But it does look like France is making a push down the road. Troops rolling forward. I see Grenadiers and Line Infantry and more Grenadiers, actually. You know that means trouble. You see the Grenadier columns prepping for an attack here. Obviously, Russia setting up, has thrown some troops into the house of Grenadiers. More line infantry just kind of firing down range here. The artillery from Russia still getting into position. Massive 12-pounders in 6 of them. Horse artillery already set up. Obviously, this one-regiment army is going to set up. Man, I can't believe they have... There's no way they have good stats. That's what I'm going to say off. It's a combat gem, but there's no way. However, at the same time, it's going to take forever probably to break them. You know? Like, 50% casualties is like half an army. 500, 400 men. That's like more than some people can bring. That's more than a Cav Corps right there, guys. I can't get over it. I can't. It's just breaking my brain right now. But it does look like Austria has taken the town. More artillery setting up, horse artillery going to set up as well. Obviously, there's still another Russia still making their way down. So France, for the moment, has a slight advantage. They have probably more troops closer to the enemy, and they can utilize that, hopefully. Obviously, Russia is kind of bracing for an assault on this right flank. He has plenty of musketeers pushing up. Maybe someone can answer me this. Did they change sounds in the game again? It's been so long that I've actually... Like, this is not the muskets firing that I'm used to. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just making sure my computer or my game isn't, like, all corrupted. And the marching, too. Ooh, we have some immortal, some heavy cavalry gonna charge against the Russians. Ooh, that was not a very good cav charge. That was a terrible cav charge. May still work, though, with infantry pushing it behind. We may have our first assault here. Line of street, light tree, pouring in a volley, and then looks like Grenadier columns charging forward against Russia. Let's see if Russia can brace for this. Oh, wow. France is unleashing the floodgates here. Beautifully executed. And more infantry all of a sudden are appearing here. So a lot of French concentrating in this one area. Russia breaking their front line. They have some dragoons and a reserve line. But what France probably is going to do is send forward the heavy cavalry again to tie them up in a melee so then their infantry can push forward without getting shot in the face. More infantry charging in. Russia got a couple good shots off before this kind of went crazy. We do have France also attacking the LOC. Oh my goodness, France is pushing pretty hard here, guys. This is starting to look kind of concerning. The LOC is taken. Russia needs to fall back. Because France just almost obliterated their lines. I do love me a good melee from France especially, or Russia. Russia's a fun one to see. But here we go, cavalry cycling in as well. This artillery in danger. Ooh, the canister! Oh my gosh, the canister, guys. It saved this artillery piece, and now they're probably going to have cavalry right there. But you see France forming up another line. They have more infantry. However, they are totally ignoring the town, pushing straight towards this action happening here. France still pushing down the road, having totally crushed the center for Russia. Now, Russia does have the reserve line, and Austria is setting up, you can see in the rear with grenadiers. The cavalry, though, Crosshair is going for the artillery piece, that grand battery. We'll see if they can save it. I'm not super confident here. Austria, thankfully, does have a reserve line. Let's see if they get the fire of volley here on these Crosshaires. Come on. Oh, my goodness. Murat is getting some good kills in here. Look at that. And over here, I mean, both sides. Russia's pulling back. Austria has kind of taken a more back stance here.
Our men are running, sir.
France probably is not going to want to push towards Austria at this point. They are probably tired. They have broken one Austrian army, or Russian army. They probably got a load of this Landwehr that is heading up. What even, you know? Yeah, Russia's hurting. Their whole center is entirely broken. Austria has thrown forward their grenadiers, who are going to start actually probably dishing out some damage here. France is probably tired. There's another Russia still yet to come, guys. It's a small guard army, but still, they can still take this back. They can still take this back. I mean, I'm kind of nervous that they're not, but I have not given up hope. Oh, this is beautiful. Good luck, Grenadiers. Oh, wait. No, look at that. They're at 862 men. Oh, if they break, actually, that could be really bad. Yeah, France now is going for the gap in this line between Austria, what's left of Russia, and the other Austrian player. France now descending upon the town on this flank. France working pretty well in synchrony, attacking the enemy all at once. Look at that, the general's even like, come on, man. He's like up at the front lines. And it's like in Waterloo, where they're like, sir, turn back, please. So France is going to get some volleys off on this flank. Man. Oh, it breaks. No. The Landwehr mass. 760 men left. Austria is getting hit pretty hard here. France starts descending upon them, they're going to have to pull back. Maybe they need to pull back to Constantin. And they have a nice formed line here with some artillery from, wow. And there's some cavalry here, so the coalition still has stuff. Yeah, I missed. But France is just doing an excellent job now. Ooh, the cavalry is going in from Austria now, or Russia actually. Murat trying to support this advance though. In the town, Austria just getting crushed, man. Okay, I'm starting to be concerned.
Our men are running for.
Coalition needs a miracle if they want to win this. France is just all over the place, and they are so well focused, concentrated together. The coalition is almost split in two. You can see. Oh, you need the mini map. You can kind of see here France massing up right here. They have a small line here. They even have cavalry going against this Russian line now. Austria is still trying to hold. France actually trying to go around the flank potentially, so Austria's having to renegotiate their lines, maybe even pull out of the town. And here we go, France is going in again. At the same time, France is withdrawn from the side. This is going to free up a lot more infantry from this Austria, who can start pushing on this flank. So it may be up to this Austria, which actually, if you see this, turning it into a shooting gallery, France trying to get around it's going to be kind of difficult for them to even get around. Now they're slipping between the building here. But still, Austria's actually getting a lock on, and with Constantin pushing up, he's throwing for the guard. And France may not like that. They're actually going to pull back here. It looks like they're going to try to still focus a little bit more here, but they're actually starting to become split in their attacks. They have one army pushing this direction, one army pushing this direction, and that may burn them. They may not have the resources. What is happening over here? Some Austrian cavalry charging in, fortunately breaking. You see France is kind of falling back consistently. Over here in the town, France seems to have been stopped. Not sure if they start taking some pretty heavy losses, so they felt like they had to. But it's going to give a breather for the coalition to reform here. Or maybe the French are going to shift over and maybe hit this Austrian army over here. That could be what their plan is. As obviously with this new Russia pushing forward, this guard infantry, very good morale, melee, shooting.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
You have a decent amount of reserves still from Austria, kind of still shuffling around, getting in position. So maybe France is one hope. Now they are falling back. Interesting. Maybe they need to rest. Maybe Murat needs to rest up his cav. And probably the French need to rest of infantry. I mean, they've taken losses going into the melee. And this town probably is starting to really inflict losses on them. And they do not want to just lose all of that, you know, advantage they had earlier. Still fighting for this LOC, and they are actually shifting over in this direction. You can see Austria should be very cautious. Oh, artillery's totally going to get. Let's see if Austria can save this artillery piece, because this artillery piece actually can be huge, especially driving Murat back, driving that heavy cav back. Austria maybe is going on the counteroffensive with some grenadiers. But just look at that. Look how beautiful that looks. Look at the infantry and cavalry pushing forward. Ooh, Murat's going in against the Austrians. They do form a square. No, they do not form a square. Yep, France totally just shifted focus here. They pulled back to attack on this side. However, we do have some dragoons that flanked this French push. Got the reserve line getting ready. Open the town. Still looks like Austria. I mean, props to them for holding on. They were almost pushed out, and a lesser man, I mean, I would have fallen back from it. A lesser man may have fallen back, but they held on to it and ended up reaping the rewards of still being a thorn in the French side. Howbeit with less men. I do see Constantine pushing up here. 233 men of 912 men, guys. That's like 9/10 losses. Oh, I do believe we may be seeing some movement. Yep, look at this. We have infantry pushing grenadiers. Looks like a push by France. Let's get this from their perspective. Pushing forward. Austria has those grenadiers waiting. Actually a decent volley, catching the French. Oh, we have Murat though pushing forward here, and this Austrian army has such long, thin lines. I feel like it's causing him to take longer to form up, to shoot, because they have to run so far to form up their long lines. If they had a more compact like this, they'd stop and start shooting sooner, like the French have. Plus, when they take losses, all their men will start moving around and make it two lines still. So Austria sending in cavalry. His grenadiers did form a square. He does have artillery on the flank and infantry. This could be the trap that breaks Murat. We'll see. Obviously, Austria is taking some losses here. They had some units break, but the cavalry from Russia is just helping to stop. And they do form a square. Beautifully done. Over here, France is taking a more... Oh no, the artillery guys. This artillery is going to start chopping apart this French line. You can see already causing gaps in the lines. And it does look like Constantine's going to get some nice volleys on the flank. Fresh troops on the field is kind of what's needed. It does appear that France is going for their artillery piece and sending infantry to deal with this pesky flank the coalition has. Ooh, the friendly charge,
men are running,
unfortunately.
sir.
Yeah, France is really pushing in here. But it's not the swift, aggressive attack I would want to see as France, especially when you realize there's a reserve that is pushing forward here. France is running low on reserve troops. Murat's been in melee for quite some time. He's probably going to be wanting to think about pulling back some of this cavalry that's been fighting for so long. There's a fresh cross the air to push forward. Looks like there's some fresh grenadiers as well from France. So they are not out of this yet. But like I said, guys, behind that smoke is a reserve army, basically, of Austrians and Russians. There it is. And plenty of cavalry still. Now, with this artillery, it's forcing the French to have to fall back. And while they're falling back, Russia actually is pushing forward here. Austria's going to issue out of the town. All this infantry, though, definitely can be used to fight over here. because they are starting to win over here. France is starting to make the moves. Form a square, please. They do form a square.
Ordre bien reçu.
The rest of the French are still falling back. Coalition's starting to be very aggressively pushing. They actually, considering the losses they have, they actually have a pretty good-sized army still. Those Grenadiers still in the rear. That's going to be a pain. And the French are going to have to start reforming here, maybe with the reinforcements from the other side of the field. They can re-engage, make another attack. Obviously, once Murat rests, the coalition's one job right now is to not let the French rest. They need to keep pushing. They need to keep re-engaging them so that they can't rest their troops up and reorganize for another attack. And that does seem to be what they are doing. They are pushing constantly, not letting the French just sit there without, you know. Yeah, you gotta make them get to the point of being tired. This army right here is probably very fresh still. They have not been fighting much. And then artillery is probably going to have to limber up and move forward. Still, yeah, the coalition's looking pretty strong right now on this flank. Which is why this army, this could be Lens, this could be Davout, it could even technically be Soult. But I feel like Soult's been over on this left side this whole time. Maybe not, but this is quite the predicament the French find themselves in. How the tables seem to have turned. France is the one having to fall back. But beautifully played so far. I mean, I've loved this battle. This is a good one to come back to. Of course, I'll do the other ones too, you know, that I've already recorded. I'll just have a better insight on them, you know?
Oui, monsieur.
I think Constantin showed up just at the right moment.
Our men are running, sir.
It's like Dragoons got into this mess. Trying to break, these guys are pretty low on numbers. Not a bad idea to try to break them down, but unfortunately it's too much weight on the charge. Murat's still resting up his cuirassiers. These guys are still deadly and could easily break a majority of this Russian or Austrian army. And here we go. Looks like they're going to charge in, maybe sacrifice a heavy cuirassier. Or use it to re-engage. Either way, oh, you can see this rent. Yeah, now they're getting shot by those reserve lines. Ooh, that's gonna break them. But France is using that to then push forward here. As you can see, unfortunately, man, France didn't break a single unit. Austria pushing here on the flank. Like I said, still they seem to have the upper hand as of right now. This right flank being fought over. We have some hussars. And the coalition have come back so far, guys, from where they were. It's crazy. I thought they were losing. You know, they took huge losses here in the center. Even by the town, they were falling back. And then it's like the guard showed up and saved them. Maybe that's not what it was, but I guess over here it wouldn't have been that case. But they just, that cavalry and infantry was able to stop them just well enough. Having reserves does matter. Especially when you saw them push in here. The Russians had reserves that were already shooting, and then another reserve, and then Austrian reserves behind it. Just doing one long line without anybody to react to when they do cave your line at some point. You know, it's a perfect example of this replay. It almost looks like the French are surrounded. Look at this. There's like a ring almost of coalition forces around them. I would peel troops from here and try rolling up this side and hitting the Austrians. That's what I would do at this point. You know, pull troops away from this line and then start pulling them back and start moving in this direction, try smashing into this Austria. Because the road is the best place to push for it. Even pushing troops along here, along the road, both sides, you'll take some losses, but it's better than just sitting here getting shot up, you know? That's kind of what's happening right now, is they're not able to do much. They're just kind of standing, exchanging fire, and I think the coalition's going to win if they do it. They can take the line fight. Look at this, they're already peeling on the flank. Uh-oh. Beautiful charge by the Lancers. They may actually break this crosshair. We'll see. This light infantry holding their own for now. They have some support from those other guard lines. France seems to be pushing in this direction. Not a bad idea to try pushing in to break out, or at least try to take the flank. Obviously, they need to be very, very cautious because as of right now, they're getting charged. Their rear guard is getting engaged. And it's turning messy as the coalition continues to advance. Yeah, the French are getting even more and more surrounded. Murat's trying his best. He's going for some very, very daring charges here, trying to break up that attack, but they can't be everywhere at once. They're trying to counter Cav, the coalition, but it's crosshaires. They're slower moving. The final stand of the French, bravely making the stand against massive numbers at this point. And that's, I believe, the battle. Just like that, it's over. I need the fast forward button because I do believe, if not mistaken, that is the battle.
A glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
All right. Man, what a fight. Let me pull up the results just so we can kind of take a look here. All right, guys, so as you can see, we have TT Ross. He was playing, I believe, the 12-pointer with 1248 for the kills. Bring back Militia. It was Constantine, the 9-pointer. You have DJ as Johann, the 6-pointer, and then Al as the 10-point Austria. And on the other side, Templar, or Valentin, sorry, that's Templar is their clan name. Valentin, he was playing the Murat 9-pointer, the Cav Corps. Perius was playing, oh, he only got 409 kills. Man, I'm really rusty right now. Perius, he was playing the 13-point Salt, got 1296 for the kills. You have Stoltenberg, he was Devu 6-pointer, 492 for the kills. And then Lipton, he was playing Lons 9-pointer, 1357 for the kills. So obviously, you know, Salt and Lons got some really good kills on that battle. And then, of course, you have TT Ross and Al got really good... Actually, no, Bring Back Militia got some really good kills, too. They all did. They all did. But a victory for the RC. They brought it back. And I love a good comeback, which they definitely did. I mean, I thought they were breaking for the longest time in the very beginning. But I do not like giving up hope, especially when it comes to these clan battles. I love how close they get. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for me today. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and as always, I'll catch you all in another video.